Hey friends, welcome back to another week of art. I'm really happy to see you and I'm excited to get creative. Today we are going to continue talking about artists. Last week we talked about this artist here. Do you remember her name? Did you say Frida Kahlo? Yes, we learned about Frida Kahlo and the ECC artist made some amazing Frida art. Wow, that artwork was amazing. I loved your Frida Kahlos. Last week, we talked about how different artists make different choices in their art. Today, we're going to learn about a new artist. Now, I'm going to give you some clues about who this artist is. This artist is famous for the way that he makes faces, portraits, by adding lots of interesting shapes. This earring, in fact, is actually a clue because this earring reminds me of his artwork. Let's look at some other clues too. Here is a self-portrait done by today's artist. He's from Spain. Do you see the Spanish flag? And here is how this artist spells his name. Now, it's kind of hard to read, but the first letter is a P, letter P. So his name starts with the sound p, 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 like Peter or Patricio or Pablo. Did you say Pablo Picasso? If so, you are totally right. The artist that we're going to focus on this week is Pablo Picasso. Let's learn more. Here is Pablo Picasso, and he loved to draw and he loved to paint his entire life. This artist was born a long time ago in 1881. Whoa, that's over 100 years ago. And here he is as a young boy, and he was born in Spain, so there's the Spanish flag. Now, lots of times when we look at art, with Frida last week, we talked about what we see when we look at art. So what do you see in this painting here? Well, it's a self-portrait, and I see a boy with brown hair. Here's another painting that Pablo Picasso made. I see dark colors, and I see the face of a boy. Now we can talk about what we see when we look at art, and if we really like it, we can say, ooh la la. Another thing we can do is talk about how it makes us feel. I feel. So this painting here is from Pablo Picasso's blue period. Do you see the blue colors? How does this painting make you feel? Well, for me, it makes me feel pretty sad. The face of the old man looks really sad, doesn't it? And here's another painting by Pablo Picasso. Ooh la la, I like this one. This one makes me feel joyful and happy because it reminds me of a circus. How about this painting here, done by Pablo Picasso? Oh, this painting makes me feel sad. Wow, check out this painting. There's so much to see. I see faces that look like they're screaming and crying, and that makes me feel worried and scared and really sad. And this painting here, how does it make you feel? I see a woman who is maybe crying, so this painting actually makes me feel kind of sad too. So Picasso was famous for the way that he painted faces. Now, what do you see when you look at these faces? Some of the faces look a little silly, and I see some really interesting shapes. Pablo Picasso invented this style called Cubism. So today we're going to do a portrait that is a similar style to this. Cubism is all about different shapes. So we're going to play with shapes as we make some silly faces too. Wow, those Pablo Picasso artworks were pretty cool. All right, let me show you what you are going to do
today.
Remember this from the beginning of the video? You are going to make some faces just like this today, kind of like Picasso.
So you're going to begin today's project by printing out these 3 face templates. 1, 2, 3. And we are going to use these and we will be adding the eyes. Sometimes we'll add a nose. Sometimes we'll even add a mouth. So start by getting these 3 pieces of paper printed and ready to go.
Once you have them printed, you are going to grab some magazines. Now, don't get a new magazine. Make sure you're using one that you have permission to use. And I'm searching through my magazines for faces. Once I find a face, I cut out the smiles, the noses, the mouths, the different facial features. Now, cutting can be a little bit tricky, but I really want you to try first by yourself instead of having a grown-up help you. Even if it's not perfect, that's okay. You're just practicing using scissors. Once you have all of the facial features cut out, you can place them and then glue them onto your 3 pieces of paper to make some silly Picasso faces.
Okay, so I added the faces and it was so much fun. And every time I look at them, they're so silly, I laugh. I might want to be finished and leave them like this, but maybe I want to add color. If you want to add color, that's okay.
Pablo Picasso added lots of color in his portraits, so if you want, you can do the same. Make it colorful if you want.
This project is really fun, but sometimes we end up with lots of recycling and little scraps of paper. Please make sure that you clean up after yourself and recycle those little bits of paper.
And if you want to learn more about Pablo Picasso's life, please check out the Read Aloud.
I had so much fun with my Pablo Picasso art, and I hope that you did too. I can't wait to see what you made in Google Classroom. I had so much fun learning about Pablo Picasso, and next week we're going to do another artist. So I hope that you had fun. I can't wait to see what you made, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.